All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rukah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rally, dividing the word and truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you believers out there, the Akim wa Akwatim. So yeah, what I want to get into right now is basically, I'm saying because I don't know what I'm gonna title it, but I believe along the lines of obeying the word, the voice of the Lord, which the voice of the Lord is this word, which basically the voice of the Lord is through his men that he's raised up and brothers that's gonna be raised up to teach. I don't know how much time we got. All right. But that's the voice of the Lord, and that's the word of the Lord. These scriptures is the word of the Lord. Okay. And that voice go out through the men who's teaching it in truth and sincerity. Okay. Why is that? Because number one, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay. And this word is it's the breath of life. It brings life. All right. Because we all know the word is matter of fact, it wasn't a part, but now I gotta get it. I don't know. Let me see how many times it's gonna come up. But I believe it's in Timothy. Yep, here we go. 2 Timothy. All right, 2 Timothy 3:16, it says, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. All right. I'm going to go to 17, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, okay, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. All right. And this lesson, I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, as well as to you all, you brothers and sisters that take a listen to it. But really what I wanted to get into, all right, because, in America, the reason why these things are happening, okay, number one is biblical prophecy. It's biblical prophecy for America to be destroyed, to succumb to destruction, for Esau to be thrown out of power, Israel to be raised up through through Yahweh Shah. Well, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, but Yahweh Shah was that sacrifice, okay, our Lord and Savior, given to us by Yahweh, okay. So all this is prophecy, okay. And number two is because of rebellion, because this is a ungodless place, basically. All right, they claim to, and when I say they, I'm talking about Esau, the so-called white man, okay, and we keep getting on Esau because he is the ruler. This is his kingdom. All right. So when you're the ruler per se, well, everything falls on you. All right. It's like if you have a manager, say you work at Subway. Okay. Well, if something go wrong, well, the employee, the customer, they might, start talking to a certain employee. But if it just go out of whack too much, they're going to be like, where's the manager? All right. Why? Because the manager is the one who sets the rules, or, he's going to take the fall. He's in the position of power. So Esau being in the position of power, he makes the laws, legislation, write these legislations, make the laws and set the rules, dictate the tone. Everything that go on in his kingdom, he is to be blamed for. All right. That's just how I go. All right. So that's why Esau is always going to be, we going to have a reason to get on Esau. And it's a million reasons to get on Esau because he wicked. Okay. We got video evidence. We got audio evidence. Okay. If this was the court of law, we would have 1,000 stack of manila folders on Esau. We got video, audio, photos. We got it all. We got all the evidence to point to Esau and say, you guilty. All right. You guilty of rape, rob, murder, and countless acts of just wickedness. All right. So now I wanted to go to let's go to let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna hit Jeremiah. So when you go to Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, all right, and when you go to verse 21, what do it say? It says, "Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, said the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee." All right. And when it said, let's go into this word, Merathaim. When you go into that word, let me see. It's like
Strong's H 4850. Marah.
All right, Marah. That's what it say. But Merathaim, double rebellion. Another name for Babylon. All right. And we know that America is what? Spiritually Sodom and Edom. That's one of the nicknames. Babylon the Great. All right. The virgin daughter of Babylon. All right. Babylon the Great, aka America. Double rebellion, man. Double rebellion. That's this place. And it's nothing but rebellion because you got the LGBT community, okay, which the law is totally against that, but in America they protect them. All right, go out their way to protect people that does these things. You even got now they feeding the kids with it, man. They got they got the kids at the drag shows and things of that nature, man. Rebellious. The woman, she's rebellious. All right. We all know our women is against us due to the curses, but look how they prance around here, man. Half naked all the time. They're proud, rebellious on purpose. Okay. Don't want to fit into their lot. All right. Look at our men. All right. They rebellious. They want to be in the streets. All right. Half-ass doing stuff, and a lot of that is because they was raised with their moms. All right, this is this is a society. When you look at Israel, okay, Jake, mainly the Southern Kingdom, is due to not having a strong father in the household. But getting back to my main point, double rebellion for America as a whole. This is why the destruction gonna happen. All right. This is why this kingdom is gonna be what? Translated to a better people. Now again, when you go to Jeremiah 50, all right, and 21, what do it say? Go up against the land of Merathaim, double rebellion, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod. All right. And when you go, let's look up Pekod, just for edification's sake. It says visitation. A people in the Babylonian army and a tribe in southeast Babylonia bordering Elam. Visitation. And who's going to visit? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Okay. So again, go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. All right. Verse 22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. All right. Now, when you rebel against the word of the Lord, all right, there's consequences and repercussions with that. All right. And that's going to take me to when you go to 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter. All right. And I'm going to start at verse 1. All right. And it says, Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people. over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. All right, so Samuel was letting Saul know, look, listen to the Lord. Verse 2, thus said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. All right, when you get to them Amalekites, that's basically like them, I believe them small hats, man. All right, and see, even back then they were our enemy. That's why the Lord said he gonna, paraphrasing, he gonna always be at war. We always gonna be at war with Amalek. All right, forever. All right, that's them fake Jews over in our land, man. All right, the small hats. And see, even back then they was our enemy. But that's kind of another lesson for another day. I could do a lesson just off of that right there. See, because they still laid up and wait for us. All right, they still laid wait in the way. All right, but anyway, continuing on. Verse 2 again, thus said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have and spare them not. See, the Lord gonna do it again. Both slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to the city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Kenites, go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For ye showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refuse, that they destroy utterly. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and have not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night. All right, now you see Saul, and he ain't hearken. Continuing on, verse 12, and when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgad. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord. So you see, Saul, he thought he did, he thought he was on point. Like many people today, all right? They think they on point, but they not, all right? See this story hitting multiple points. Verse 14, and Samuel said, what meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said, they have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy power, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night. And he said unto him, say on. And Samuel said, when thou wast little in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee on a journey, and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord? And Saul said unto Samuel, yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took of the spoil, sheep and of oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy power in Gilgal. And Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt off. Now, before I read this, you notice how he said, but the people took. All right. Now, verse 22, and Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he have also rejected thee from being king. See? So again, let me read that. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected thee from being king. And see, this is what's happening to Esau, Edom. All right. Because he have rejected the word of the Lord. All right. He's also now about to start rejecting Esau from being king. It's biblical prophecy. Okay. But when you pay attention to verse 24, it says, and Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. See? And that's what goes on in Babylon the Great. You got people who obey the voice of people instead of the words of the Lord. Okay? But see, Esau, his rebellion is as sin of witchcraft, which the top elites do practice witchcraft and all types of rebellion. That's why this place is known as double rebellion, because you got rebellion on top of rebellion. So now the Lord is rejecting Esau. All right. It was already biblical prophecy for these things to happen. See, because Esau, he's adverse to the scriptures. All right. This is why he's going to be rejected. This is why even he had that spirit of Cain. When Cain brought his sacrifice, his sacrifice was rejected because basically he was being rebellious. He already knew what the Lord what was required to sacrifice. See, and Abel did it, what he was supposed to do, but Cain was what? Being rebellious. Because you think Cain didn't know, but Abel knew? No. All right. So now when you go to see, this is what's happening to Esau. And it's all scriptural. When you go to Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter, all right, in verse 8, what do it say? Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. And that's right on your boy Esau. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. So this kingdom is going to be translated from Esau, Edom, so-called white man, to Yahweh Shai, okay? A so-called black man, Israel, all right? And Lord willing, we be a part of that number so we can have that inheritance as the first fruits, okay? So we can partake in that rulership. Now, the good news is all Israel will be saved and brought in the kingdom, but it's going to be levels, all right? So if you're of the 144 of the elect, you're going to have a different status, okay? But see, this is what's happening to Esau. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. That's why when you go back to 1 Samuel 15, okay, and you read down, what do it say? Verse 25, now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord. That's Saul talking to Samuel. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord have rejected thee from being king over Israel. And as Samuel turned about to go away, he laid hold upon the skirt of his mantle and rent it. And Samuel said unto him, The Lord have rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and have given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou. See? So Esau kingdom is about to get rent. All right. And just like now, when Saul got his kingdom rent, it was given to King David. That's when David got it. Well, Esau kingdom is about to get rent and is finna be given to Yahushua. All right. That's why I got to reiterate again. Yahushua, the scripture tell you in Revelation, Yahushua is going to have many crowns, because he's going to take down not only Esau, Edom, and his little crown, the rest of these heathens and they little crowns. All right. You see what I'm saying? Okay. It's for that rebellion, man. Matter of fact, because they ain't hearken. When you go to Proverbs 1:7, what do it say? The fear of the Lord is beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. See? And that's Esau Edom, man. He's a fool. He's fool enough to think he can go to war with Yahushua. Why do you think they got a space force? All right. See, the fear of the Lord. They don't fear the Lord, man. They don't have that fear. Matter of fact, when you go to Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, all right, 21, it says, the fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. And see, that's why that wrath is about to come. And matter of fact, speaking of that wrath, all right, speaking of that wrath, this is what's going to happen when the kingdom get rent. All right. When you go to Joel 2, it says, I'm going to start at verse 2. It said, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds. Matter of fact, let me start at 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the light, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right. Now, when you jump down, matter of fact, verse 3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. And that's speaking about them missiles, man. All right? That's speaking about them missiles. Why is that? Because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise knowledge. Slack it. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And Esau Edom, he's a fool. So he despises wisdom and instruction. What wisdom and instruction? The wisdom and instruction of these scriptures. That's why his kingdom is going to get rent. Okay? This is why his kingdom is going to get rent. All right? That's why what? Ecclesiasticus 1:21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. All right. So since you don't got no fear, that wrath is going to be turned to you. Okay. That wrath is going to be turned to you. And that's why when you go to I went to the wrong one. That's why when you go to Joel chapter 3. Matter of fact, before I do that, let me come back. When you go back to Jeremiah 50, all right, it says, verse 22 again, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to go to 21. Go up against the land of Merathaim, double rebellion, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? See, I have laid a snare for thee. See, he snared. Esau is in a snare, man. Okay. Why? Because this has all been wrote. This has all been preordained, number one. That's why this is a snare for him to even think that he can compete with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because all the technology and all the things he can do, the Lord gave him the knowledge to do it. Okay? Continuing on, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord, man. He's striven against the Lord. Okay? Why is that? Because he's a proud man. Okay? Matter of fact, when you go to I'm gonna get in this one so I can come back. When you go to this is Esau Edom right here. This is his whole problem. All right. That 2 Thessalonians 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That's Esau Edom, who opposeth and assaulted himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. This is Esau Edom. He has a God complex, man. All right. That's why it says what? In verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. You strove against the Lord. Okay? Right here in 2 Thessalonians 2, where it says, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. See, that's striving. That's striving against the Lord. When you're rebellious, right? When you don't have a fear, okay? You don't have that fear. So guess what? What did the Lord say? The Lord have opened up his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border. Open her storehouses. Cast her up as heaps and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. See? Let nothing of her be left, man. And you already know when you go, matter of fact, so I can go back if I need be. You already know when you go to all right, this is what happened when you don't hearken to the voice of the Lord. All right, and when you strive against and be rebellious at that, double rebellious. What do it say? All right, it says, let me see. Let me see if I want to get that. Matter of fact, let me go here. All right. Matter of fact, let's do it. When you go to Ezekiel, what? What's that? Ezekiel 28. That's not 28. Slack. It's 38. What do it say? Ezekiel 38, starting at 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I'm against thee, O God, the chief of prince of Meshach and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, there go them horses and horsemen again, all of them clothed with all the sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Oh, it just started raining. See? That spirit, it just started raining. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare thou for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And we all know that's in the know. That's going into Russia, okay, coming up against Babylon, coming up against America, sending them missiles. All right. That's what this is going into. So when you go back to Jeremiah 50, what did it say? The Lord, Jeremiah 50 and 25, the Lord hath opened up his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, man. Okay? So the Lord is going to open up that armory and rent that kingdom. And that's what we're seeing right now. You see the uproars in the people. All right. You see the price hikes on food, gas, and things of that nature, just all around. And you know what's so funny right now? It's raining and the sun is out. See? It's raining and the sun is just out bright. And it's starting to rain even harder, man. That's the Lord. He about to bring that rain. And when the Lord bring that rain, it's going to be the missiles. That's the spirit. It's raining right now in the sun out. I wish y'all can see it. All right. That's the spirit right there. You see what I'm saying? Right when I was talking about the Lord opening up that armory, it started raining and the sun is out. And now I think it just stopped. It's kind of weird. And it just stopped. See? Call halam like Yahweh Shemir Shah. See? It just stopped. Now it just stopped. It just rained and it just stopped. Just like that, man. The Lord is about to bring them works, man. And just like I was saying, the kingdom, what I was saying was, because I'm just, while I'm doing this, I'm really kind of tripping because it just rained. It rained kind of hard while the sun was out. Then it just stopped. Now it's just nothing. That's I never seen that before like that. But man, the Lord, he about to bring that rain. He gonna rent this kingdom, okay? And that's why we seeing biblical prophecy taking place. We see again, like I said, the uproars in the people. See this the spike in the prices, okay, the inflation. We see all of the violence that's been taking place. The pestilence. Now they trying to bring back the mask mandates because they said the number of the C19 is going up. Okay, we seeing all of these things happening because the kingdom is being translated to another people. Okay, and when these things happen, it's gonna be a bumpy, rocky road. It's never a smooth transition. Okay, and this is because what? The rebellion, okay, not hearkening, okay, and it's not just not Esau Edom, it's all nations, all right, okay. The Lord have a bone to pick with all the nations, okay, but see Esau Edom, by him being that proverbial manager, okay, he's gonna catch a lot of the brunt and he's gonna get his kingdom rent. Okay, because it's no kingdom to take from Israel. We're basically slaves. We're under subjection. We're the ones that's gonna get that salvation. Okay, we're to be saved. Okay, and Lord willing, we be a part of that number. All right, but see Esau, Edom, them they on top. All right, their nation as a whole is on top. But see, they got the elites. Because you can be like, well, I know a white, I seen a white guy on the street today. But no, the Lord don't deal with a couple of people. He deal with the nation. All right. And if you look at verse 23, what do it say? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? See? The Wadi how about Shemi Awashai. See? The scriptures, the scriptures is just back, and hey, basically just backing up what I'm saying. All right. He deal with nations. All right. So you can't point out a couple white people and be like, oh, no. Because in that case, then all Israel wouldn't have had to go, we wouldn't be under the curses. It could be just a couple of Israelites under the curses, and all the rest of us could be out here, living lavish, So the Lord deal with nations. But just to bring it back, this is what you're seeing because of the rebellion, okay? Not hearkening to the voice of the Lord. So I just wanted to bring this out, Lord willing. It was edifying. To the next lesson, Shalom.